Have you ever paused to ask yourself this? Are my opinions truly mine, or were they carefully planted in my mind? Because if you've never questioned that, then you may already be living according to someone else's script. There is a powerful truth most people never confront. Societies are not shaped by laws first, they are shaped by ideas, and ideas are engineered, packaged, and delivered through one of the most influential forces on Earth, the media. From the news headlines you see, to the movies you watch, to the songs trending on your playlist, to the social media narratives that go viral, your mind is constantly being negotiated for. Legendary media theorist Marshall McLuhan once said, "The medium is the message." He meant that it's not just the content that shapes you, the very platform that delivers it does. Television trains you to feel, social media trains you to compare, news trains you to fear, advertising trains you to crave. And this is where media literacy comes in. What is media literacy and why does it matter? Media literacy is more than just understanding media. It is the ability to decode, question, analyze, and resist manipulative messaging that is designed to shape your behavior, beliefs, spending habits, emotions, and identity. Without media literacy, a person becomes a passive consumer. But with media literacy, you become an active thinker, someone who can navigate power dynamics, identify manipulation, and build self-mastery over your decisions, money, emotions, and future. George Orwell warned in 1984 that when those in power control information, they control perception. And when they control perception, they control people. And although we may not be living in Orwell's literal world, we are certainly living in a psychological version of it. Today, the battlefield isn't physical, it is mental, and the weapon isn't bullets. It is narratives. How media shapes behavior and mindsets. Let's break this down. Media tells you what success should look like, and suddenly your life feels inadequate if it doesn't match what you see online. Media tells you what beauty is, and millions begin to hate their reflection. Media decides who the villain is, and the world follows emotionally. Media decides who is trending, who deserves attention, what should go viral, what should fade, and what should dominate your thoughts daily. Author Noam Chomsky, in Manufacturing Consent, explained that modern societies don't need to forcefully control people. Instead, they simply shape the stories people consume until the public willingly behaves as expected. That's not magic, that is structured psychological engineering. This is why some people never develop financial intelligence, never question money systems, never master smart money habits, never build wealth mindset, and never understand how the rich think. Because media subtly pushes them toward entertainment, distractions, emotional reactions, and consumption rather than reflection, strategy, discipline, and self-mastery. If this is opening your eyes already, pause for a second, like this video. Drop a comment saying, "I choose awareness." Share this with someone who needs to wake up. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more deep content like this. Now let's go deeper. The psychology behind media manipulation. Media constantly works on 3 psychological levers. 1. Emotion. Because emotion overrides logic, fear sells, outrage trends, drama spreads, sadness controls, happiness influences. That's why news networks thrive on crisis. That's why trending topics are rarely calm topics. Emotion leads to control. Emotion disables critical thinking. 2. Repetition. Because repeated ideas become truth in the subconscious mind. If you hear something long enough, even if false, your brain starts normalizing it. And this is why certain lies, stereotypes, and limiting beliefs have survived for decades. 3. Identity. Because when media convinces you this is who you are supposed to be, you start living inside a box. This box decides your spending behavior, your relationships, your priorities, and your self-worth. And slowly, without noticing, many people become exactly what the system wants: predictable, controllable, emotionally reactive. Consumers who don't question anything. That's why self-mastery is power. That's why breaking the system starts mentally before physically. That's why developing a life strategy and mind over money discipline matters. Historical and literary examples. Look at history and great thinkers. Aldous Huxley, author of Brave New World, didn't warn that people would be oppressed by pain, but by pleasure. He predicted a future where people would be controlled by endless entertainment, distractions, and dopamine. That sounds very much like today's social media reality. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, emphasized the power of auto-suggestion. The fact that repeated messages shape beliefs. If auto-suggestion can build greatness, it can also manipulate weakness when used negatively. Robert Greene, in The 48 Laws of Power, explains that perception is stronger than reality in the game of power. If perception can be controlled, behavior can be directed. That's building influence, that's power dynamics. And guess who dominates perception? The media. Even religious and philosophical writings emphasize guarding the mind, because whoever gets your mind gets your life. So ask yourself, who currently has your mind? Entertainment media. It looks innocent, but movies don't just entertain, they educate your emotions. Music doesn't just sound good, it programs thoughts and attitudes. Social media isn't just a platform, it's a psychological mirror constantly shaping identity. Notice why the average mind is pushed towards pleasure and escape, while successful people talk discipline, life truths, hard truths about life, productivity, learning, investing, and the secrets of success. It is not a coincidence. It is a design, not a conspiracy, a strategy. If you've stayed this long, your awareness is already rising. Please like, share, and subscribe right now. Drop a comment saying, I choose to think for myself. Let's finish strong. So, how do you protect your mind? 1. Question everything you consume. Ask, who benefits if I believe this? Because everything you consume either strengthens you or programs you. 2. Balance entertainment with education. Feed your mind with wisdom. Learn financial intelligence. Study smart money habits. Understand how the rich think. Develop your life strategy. Train your mind. 3. Practice emotional discipline. Media feeds off emotional reactions. Calm minds can't be controlled easily. 4. Build your own perspective. Do your own research. Explore multiple viewpoints. Choose truth, not trend. 5. Invest in self-mastery, because the more powerful and aware you become internally, the less external systems can manipulate your destiny. This is how you break the system mentally. This is how you regain your identity. This is how you build a wealth mindset and psychological strength. So I'll end with this question. If the media stopped speaking today, would you still know who you are? Would you still know what success means to you? Or have you allowed the system to think, choose, dream, and decide for you? The world doesn't change when the system stops manipulating. The world changes when you wake up. If this message spoke to you, don't leave quietly. Comment your thoughts. Share this. Subscribe. Because awareness shared is power multiplied. And remember, the strongest mind is the one that refuses to be programmed.